Eventually, on the 14th day, I woke up and I was in the shower and I looked down and there was a rash. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying again. Welcome back to another episode of Prison Stories with El Situacion. And the reason I say it's Prison Stories with El Situacion is because every time I walked through the prison, the Spanish communities would yell, El Situacion! It was very funny. And they actually taught me the fact that tenemos una situación. That means we have a situation in Spanish. And we sure do, because today's title is called Outbreak. Okay, one day, it was just waking up. It was just a normal day. I would start my day by going to the gym at 7 a.m. and do some fasted cardio. And then when I would get back, I would have my breakfast and get ready for the day. Eventually, the prison alerted us the fact that we were under quarantine. The whole prison was shut down and really no one really knew about it. I don't really think the news was alerted. And I was thinking to myself, wow, we got a situation right now. Someone in the prison brought their child to the visiting room during visiting hours, and the child had measles. Once they found out that the child was in the hospital and that we were exposed to such, they had shut down the prison for 2 weeks, and no one could really move about. No one was allowed to have visitors. And I was actually supposed to have my visit with Snooki and the whole cast. So I was actually really bummed because I was very excited for them to come meet me, only for things to get shut down and we were under quarantine. The prison informed us that we had to call our doctors and get notes to see if we were vaccinated when we were younger, and if that was the case, then we were okay. They were trying to rule out people, and there's about over 100 people in the prison. And I thought to myself, wow, this is really, a situation. Maybe they will shut down the prison and I will get sent home early. Well, that was wishful thinking. Obviously, everybody knows I did my full 8 months, bell to bell, door to door. But at that particular time period, like I said, using your imagination, thinking the prison was going to get shut down was kind of cool. So for 2 weeks, as long as no one broke out with a giant rash, then we were all good. After the 2 weeks, they would, open up visits and the quarantine would be lifted. As the week or so went by, the 10 days, nobody was really breaking out with anything. And we were very excited that, the quarantine was gonna be lifted. So I set up my scheduled visit with my buddies from the Jersey Shore, Snooki and Jenny and Dina, and Ronnie came as well. And so I had it all scheduled for the 15th day. Once the quarantine was lifted, eventually, on the 14th day, I woke up and I was in the shower and I looked down and there was a rash. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying again. Because I had a little situation previously. If you didn't watch the episode previous to this one, we had a situation there as well. So I dried off, I put my prison uniform on, and I was like, wow, now I have to call my wife and tell her that I have the measles and that I have to go to the hospital, or I don't even know what they do because I'm in prison. I don't know, do they send you to a hospital? Do you just sit there and sort of die? I don't know. So I went back to my cubicle and my gym partner comes up to me and goes, man, you look kind of upset. I go, yeah, man, it's over for me, man. He goes, what do you mean? I said, and I opened up and I showed him the rash. And it was the 13th day. Tomorrow or the next day, they would have lifted the quarantine, and I would have been able to get my visit and see my buddies and see my Jersey Shore pals, and everything would have been cool again. My gym partner says, wow, he goes, who does your laundry? I go, Elvis does my laundry. And he does the laundry fire, fuego. He goes, well, why don't you go ask Elvis if he changed the laundry detergent? Because that could possibly be a symptom of someone changing the laundry detergent. Now, to be honest with you, I thought to myself, you know, if that is my saving grace, that Elvis, that was doing my laundry, switched the detergent, if that's gonna be my saving grace, then thank you, God. So at this particular point, I'm dying of the measles. And there's only one possibility that can save my life. If Elvis, who's doing my laundry twice a week, did he switch my laundry detergent? And if so, I could be allergic and I may not have the measles, and then I may not be dying. I probably don't have to call my wife and tell her I'm dying of the measles. Also, chain reaction, then they won't add to the quarantine another 2 weeks, and I can see my Jersey Shore buddies for visits, which in prison, if you've ever been in prison before, visits are everything. I walk over to Elvis and I lift up my shirt and I show him my situation. And his eyes are like, damn, man, you're probably dying. That is the truth. His eyes sort of widened. And I go, bro, I'm like, look at this situation right here. And I have a big rash. I said, quite possibly. By any chance, Elvis, did you switch my laundry detergent? And I'm thinking and I'm hoping and I'm praying in my brain that he says yes. He looks at me and he said, I think so, but I'll have to check. I go, please check. Within 5 minutes, he comes back to me and said, yeah, he goes, I switched to the premium quality laundry detergents so that your laundry was extra soft and extra fresh. Now, I appreciate that, Elvis, I really do, but I just broke out with a rash and I'm actually allergic to that. So, but good news is, I don't have the measles. This was all hysteria, jumping to conclusions. If you ever saw that meme of Lady Gaga jumping off the Super Bowl, that was me that day. You know, I was happy, you know what I'm saying? I never used that laundry detergent ever again, and it's a really cool story. Those guys in there, man, they just really do the most. And big shout out to Elvis. The laundry was always fire and just really fresh. So that's a cool story, right, guy? It's a cool story, bro. We got a situation. Share, like, and subscribe.